everyone, author Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, but you press that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. Welcome back to the writer's vlog, but this time with a twist because I just finished the wrap-up for the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge, which you know I love doing every single year. And this is the end of the first week of March, which is why you are getting the vlog and the wrap up of Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge together, which I figured was quite fitting because it's still writer related and an event that I was very interested in doing and I do every year. So I'm just going to talk about the last prompts that I didn't get to cover in my last video because the timing just was not timing for me to get them all in that video. And I did them as I did them and then pieced them together. If you did miss my last video about the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge and some of the prompts that I completed, then please check out that video. I will either put it up here or I'll link it in the description. But heck, I might do both of those. If you don't see the little box pop up while I'm talking about it, then that means just check the description for the video that I'm talking about. And in that particular video, I covered, I believe, I want to say I think we had 8 prompts. 3 of the 8 prompts that we had. And the ones that I'm going to cover in this one is just talking about the short stories that I read, mainly naming them and if I enjoyed them, as well as the last 2 prompts that I didn't cover, which was Feast of the Forgotten and Tales from the Crypt. So I'm going to jump into that, and then I'll jump into my writer's vlog stuff that happened last month. Let's jump into it. All right, so first off, I really didn't think I was going to be able to finish the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge because time is always against me, as it is with a lot of us. I work a lot, and I do a lot of non-work things that can get in the way of events that I want to do. But I kind of knew that going in, obviously. So I did them as I could, as they came on my schedule. The reading was the issue because the books that I planned to read were some were girthy, and it just wasn't going to happen. I did give it a try. I did start those, but I'm still going to finish them. But I had, in order to finish the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge in my own timely manner, I decided to go with some shorter stories, and we're going to talk about those right now. One I did cover in a book review, or should I say a story review, but I called it a book review, for the 12 Brothers by the Brothers Grimm. That was my book for Hymns of Shadows, which was the read a Gothic book, short story, or poem that had a religious undertone or religious theme at least. This particular story, I believe, had somewhat of a religious undertone. I don't think it was heavy religious. I probably could have found something that was more religious, I believe. But I didn't really want to go with the mainstream, which was like the monk came up to read, which I read a long time ago. So I was kind of like, I don't necessarily want to read that again. And I had read some other ones that weren't too long ago that had religious things, so I didn't want to reread those. So I decided just to go with something that had a light religious tone. And the 12 Brothers, as I left the review for that, I'll also link that below. I enjoyed it, but it was it was some incomplete things in it, if you ask me. It was a short story. I did went with a short story for that one. That was planned from the start. And it was only 5 pages, so you can't expect so much. But, I mean, to me, you at least can expect things to be cohesively connected. And it was missing that mark on a few points, hence why it got the rating for me that it got. It wasn't bad, but it also was missing some points. So that was that. Shadowed Hearts was the prompt to read a Gothic story that had a dark romance in it. I was going to read Jenna Marissy's story, Saber's Sister, because it was on my TBR, as I had read the other. But it is a girthy book, and time was not on my side, as I said. So I decided to go with a Edgar Allan Poe short story for this particular prompt, and I went with Ligeia. So I decided to read Legia by Edgar Allan Poe, which is a short story in the Edgar Allan Poe collection, and it is a dark romance story. I really enjoyed this one, but I do love all of, mostly all of Edgar Allan Poe's stuff, which is why I fell back on Edgar Allan Poe, because he's a perfect go-to for the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge, and I really did enjoy Legia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But either way, it was a decent short story. If you like Edgar Allan Poe, I really don't know why you wouldn't enjoy it. I enjoy most of his things and his type of writing. I decided to read a poem for the Dark Castle prompt, which was to read a Gothic short story, book, or poem, which had to have a castle or a manor in the thing, which is really easy to do for a Gothic story, which is kind of like the staple anyway. But I went with a poem because I actually had not read this particular poem by Edgar Allan Poe, which I have his whole collection. I have two of them, one that I tend to generally read out of, and then one that I just have where I don't mess with it. And this one was called Haunted Palace, and I really enjoyed it. It was about, I want to say a page and a part on this one. And of course it has Edgar's prose, as he loves to limerick, and I enjoyed it. I did like it. Of course, it's Edgar Allan Poe. I'm a big fan, so it's kind of hard pressed for me to find something of his that I didn't like. It's a quick read, clearly, because most poems are. But I decided to go with something I hadn't read. I didn't want to reread something I had read, whether it was fitting or not. But this particular one was. So those two short stories, and the poem covered my story prompts, and they all were good. I still am going to read the books that I originally planned, the other two, because, well, I think I had three, because I was going to read two for the castle prompt, but they were all physical books, so I am still going to read those, and when I do them, I will be putting them up as book reviews, since I'm back to doing my regular book review schedule on the third Sunday of each month, which I'm not sure what will be the book review for this particular month. On to the other two prompts that I haven't covered in any other videos for the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge so far, which was Tales from the Crypt. That one was to visit a Gothic place, whether that be a mansion, a house, a castle, a cemetery, or I guess a museum or something like that. I'm local to me are a lot of cemeteries enough, so I went to my very, very local cemetery and took a small short walk and just filmed a little bit of that, and took a picture of the outside of the cemetery here. You can see in the video and in the picture that I'm sharing with you. So chronicling it. I didn't take a long walk. I think even as a goth, I feel a certain kind of way about going through cemeteries if I'm uninvited. And by uninvited, I mean I don't have any family members or friends there that's been buried there. So I feel a bit peculiar visiting a cemetery that I don't have a connection to. I don't know if that's weird, but to me, I think I kind of need that incentive to feel, you know, okay with visiting. It's like coming in someone's home who you don't know, and they didn't invite you. I know I'm a bit weird, but that's kind of how I felt. So I really didn't stay very long. I took a very short walk and left. So yeah, I did do that. I did go visit the cemetery local to me that I had never been to before. I still felt a little weird just visiting the cemetery that I had no connection to whatsoever. That's what I did for the Tales from the Crypt prompt for the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge. The last prompt that I'm going to show here is for the Feast of the Forgotten. That one was to make a dish, a drink, or something based off of Gothic literature. And I decided to go with a drink. I was going to go with a dessert, but I ended up not having one of the ingredients that I wanted to have. So I decided to go with the drink. And I'll show the recipe card that I made here for the drink. And it shows the ingredients. So if you actually want to make the drink, I will put the ingredients below in the description for Feast of Forgotten for the prompt. And the name of my particular recipe and drink that I created for this particular prompt is the Raven's Elixir, which obviously, if you couldn't tell from the name, is based off of Edgar Allan Poe literature. And I'll read off of the ingredients, but again, I will put them below if you're interested in trying to make this drink. It was very tasty and I did enjoy it. I tend to just put it in any kind of glass. I don't have a picture because I kind of drank it and forgot to record any video of it. But I just put it in like my Sagittarius glass that I think I may have had in one other video, but I think I didn't even put that in the video. But I had a glass that I used to make my milk boba teas in. And yeah, it was tasty. But anyway, let me read these ingredients off. So the first ingredient is blackberry syrup for the darkness. That's what that's what that ingredient was for. The second ingredient is sparkling water for the shimmer of distant memories, and a squeeze of a lemon juice, which should give you a sharp peg of grief. Some crushed ice, of course, because it's a cold drink, and some black sugar rum, which is for the shadows that linger. Finish it off with a garnish of fresh blackberry and rosemary. That could be like a token left at Lenore's tomb. So yeah, try to make that. It's very tasty, like I said. I really enjoy coming up with the recipe. I thought about it a little bit, about, what ingredients could I use to make it dark, but also tasty? And I really did like the outcome of that. It is non-liquor. The black sugar rum is just an ingredient you usually use to make sweet drinks. So I don't drink liquor. I've never had any liquor, so I'm not about to start now. The way the world is going, maybe you want to drink sometimes. I don't know. That is my recipe for Feast of the Forgotten. It was really tasty. I enjoyed it. I actually had it when I was reading one of the short stories, so that was a nice add-on to it. And I'm still actually waiting for 2 more letters for the Dear Mina prompt from 2 of the co-hosts. I did manage to send all my letters out. I did release in my last video that I linked below, and hopefully I put the annotation up top earlier. For you to check it out. I read all the Victorian letters that I wrote to my co-host and host of the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge. So you get to hear those letters if you go back and check out that video. Like I said, I'm still waiting for 2 letters to come. I will get here when they get here, and I can't wait to read them. I did enjoy the 2 that I did receive. They were very, very good and interesting. I love those. It's pretty cool getting letters, like I said in the last video. It's not something that we all still do too often, so it is fun to do it when we do it. What did I get done for my writing? It's been going kind of really, really slow as of late, I'm not going to lie. I am picking up more stuff to do on my author channel. I'm trying to be more present in trying to build my newsletter, which I'm looking into joining another platform to help me do more newsletter swaps. I do have BookFunnel, and I'm trying to really get my leg and foot in the door to do some book swaps. I have to build my own page to offer to do some book swaps. I don't have a big audience to offer, but it's still not going to hurt to do it. So I am going to start doing that. So hopefully that will help me pull in some more subscribers for my newsletter. And I'm pretty transparent about this. So I'm currently sitting at about 25 newsletter subscribers. I think I've only had my newsletter for about 1.5 years now. So, you know, these are the people that are on there. I think I'm getting about a 36 to 40% open ratio. Depending if I add something that seems exciting, I get about 50-something% open ratio, which is pretty good considering, because I think the average is around 18 to 24 or 18 to 30-something% on average for people get to open, no matter what the number of people they have. So most of the people who are subscribed to me open it. I'm always looking for people to subscribe to my newsletter. It's once a month. I give you a short story. Currently, La Draga is the short story that I give out. I usually have like a little part in the newsletter about something, a horror creature or a creature from my Caliostro universe, and maybe also a highlight of a book that a author that I'm currently reading, something like that. And of course, what's going on in my writing journey, which books I have coming, or what I'm writing and working on at the time. So it's really not a long read, but I try to keep it entertaining. And it only comes out once a month because I really hate to over bombard people unless I have a lot to say. Like that, you may get 2 from me a month if I have something that's coming up that has to be talked about. But anyway, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, you know what to do. My website is linked below where the newsletter sign up is. So if you're feeling inclined and want something Mistress horror coming through to you, then please do check it out. You know, as the Mistress of Horror, that means I'm married to all the other genres, but I'm the Mistress of Horror. So the books that I will be releasing are in a variety of genres, but with a dark undertone or heavy dark tone. That really depends on what it is. Like Caliostro is a mid-level dark tone, hence being dark fantasy. It's not overly done, it's not too light. So maybe you'll like it. Maybe check it out because it's out right now and you want to grab a copy. The other things that I've been doing in my writing business, I'm working behind the scenes with Dale L. Roberts on an upcoming project. Hopefully we'll get that coming out at some point, but that's kind of like on the back burner right now. We're working on that behind the scene. I did sign up for AWC. I don't know if I've been accepted yet, but I have a horror panel that I did put forward to put in, and I have a few people now. If the panel doesn't get accepted for the AWC this year, that I still will be having it on my channel. So either way, it still be done. It's going to be a panel of horror writers. Otherwise, writing. Okay, so I'm working on a schedule. I'm working on a clad iron schedule, and that's for the channel and for my writing. And it kind of integrates into it because I am going to be streaming at the day of this video releasing, which is Sunday. I will be streaming Sunday tonight, and that's at 6 o'clock. I stream for 2 hours, 6 to 8, on Tuesdays and Sundays coming up. So this will be the first Sunday, and then the following Tuesday. And I will be doing that going forward. And that's also to be accountability. Dark Mistress streams is what they're going to be called. So you can come write with me no matter what genre you write in. We chat a little bit and we write a lot of it. So I'm looking forward to jumping back into that and to get me more accountable for getting my writing done. I do have, as I said in past videos, some plans for a few things to release this year. Budget is the thing. Caliostro Book 2 is planned to come out this year, later in the year, but I'm in a bit of a dilemma at the moment. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do about the cover. And the reason why I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do about the cover is because I'm not sure if $1,500 is in my budget this year at the current setting for the cover. Would cost that because it's planned to probably have 3 characters on the cover instead of the 2 like the first book cover was. And I know that was around $1,200 to $1,300, and I know the cover designer will charge a little bit more for another character added to the layout. So it'll be close to that, probably $1,400, something like that. But even though I can do it in payment plans, do I want to go that route again for the pricing? That is where I'm at right now. I'm trying to decide that. I have to look at my budget for the year and see if I can afford it and say that, yeah, you could do it. And I'm in America, and we're got some craziness going on here, and the cost of things have shot up monumentally, and they're still going to be going up more, and I still have to account for that, you know. So I don't know right now. I'm going to see, but I have to have a plan B, and plan B is for me to make a cover for book 1, re-release it with the new cover, and then do the book cover for book 2. That's if I don't think I have the funds. And then later in life, when things have calmed down, go back and do a special edition where I do book 2 and book 3 with Dusan Malkovich, who's the cover designer currently for Caliostro series, and then do a special edition with the original set and time of what I was going to do. Do I want to do that? No, but I'm a realist too. I'm not going to put livelihood-based things and things that I need in my everyday life on hold to do that. As the streams start tonight, I will be writing and working on Caliostro Book 2, finishing that up because it's about halfway done. But yeah, that's where I'm at as far as the writing stuff goes. You'll be seeing me writing other things live because I'm going to be doing most of my writing on live streams. That usually will give me about roughly 4 hours a week on live stream, but I'll be writing off stream. I'm going, especially when I have projects like this that I want to complete, I write every day. Rather that be an hour, rather that be 2, 3 hours, whatever I can fit in. I do write every day when I'm in the middle of pushing a project to be completed. So yeah, that's where I'm with that. As you see the channel, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel for sure. Um, and I'm trying to keep up on things. That's another thing, reason why I want to do live streams, the way I can get my watch hours in that's required on YouTube. Oh, and one thing I did want to send a shout out to SD Huston, who I really, really love. She's a great person here on AuthorTube. She's the head of the AWC Writer Conference, AuthorTube Writing Conference that happens every year now. And she recently did a Kickstarter. I think the Kickstarter still has some time left on it. I did back it because I love her books. And she like writes romantasy based stories. So I linked her Kickstarter below if you want to check it out and support her. At least also you'll know about when the book's coming out. If you haven't read her books, they're amazing stuff. I'll put the cover of the book here so you can see it. She writes a lot about dragons. So if you like dragons, you definitely want to check it out. But yeah, make sure you follow the link, check it out. If you could back it, help her out, that'd be great. Or share it with people who'll be interested in it. Every dollar helps when we're trying to do these Kickstarters to get to our next goal in it and to get the book to come out. So I appreciate it if you would check her stuff out for sure. Alrighty, and I will see you in the next video. Happy Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge coming to an end. If you participated, let me know how it went for you in the comment section. And if you're just writing something, let me know what you're working on. I'd love to hear about from people in the chat. Also, make sure you check my community posts because I like to do those and share what my friends on AuthorTube are up to sometimes. And also when I have new videos come out, if you missed the ding, if you didn't ring that bell, then I tend to share when my new videos come up there. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay scared.